Hello there and welcome back to France. Last time we started a war with Poland, we ended our war with Great Britain, didn't really get anything out of it, so all in all, simply a waste of time. We also have some issues here with Portugal, no, Austria, my bad, who currently kinda hates me, so we have to rectify that. The only real issue is that there aren't really any good ways I can do that right now. The aggressive expansion is an issue, the annexed vassal, the ignorant monarch, the beheaded nobles. What? But let's see here. If we add all that together, we get a burn of what? 6.5 plus 6.5, 13, 20, about 26, 27 points a year. And since we're basically about the time of change, that hit just there. So we're back in the positives, albeit for very short time. I think we'll be forcing Poland to suffer under our rule, as we've done with so many other people as well. So without any further ado, we'll go with that. We also have a colonization we kind of have to worry a little bit about. If we take a quick look at it, it's as you can see, Great Britain, Burgundy, Brandenburg, Pomerania, Ulm, Aragon, and Tuscany. So what we should do, I think, is declare war on Morocco here. So we're sending our ships up to, well, fetch units for that purpose. We'll be sending these guys. His Holiness is shocked. Well, His Holiness doesn't have anything he should have said because he is, well, under my command. But as I was saying, we'll be going after Morocco here. And by doing that, we'll also help Algiers to get what they want, I guess. And by giving Algiers what they want, I'll be, in some manner or another, getting what I want, which is, well, power. We'll also soon start to mess with Mali, but the only problem is Mali is quite big, and they don't really have anyone else to whom I can actually hand these provinces off to. So we'll have to see if we'll try and give them to Portugal potentially. I don't really know at this stage, but what I really want to do is vassalize Morocco and then have them as a huge vassal down here. But to do that, I will have to take some lands first, and then we'll simply have to keep on going from that. Morocco doesn't have any troops though, so that's good, although I didn't want to cut them off that much. I guess I did. So we'll be splitting these guys, have them siege everything, and just for safekeeping, we'll be keeping 2,000 men in each of these. The only real issue I can run into now, as far as I know, is rebels, so we'll keep an eye out for them. And we'll also be trying to finish this up before we are actually, well, on a bad course. I believe I need to reduce war exhaustion soon, and also, as you know, I can't go for diplomatic tech. But since we need the points, most likely, I'll be waiting with that just a little while. And then we'll see what we'll do after a little while. Apparently we're already in Sweden, actually causing some trouble here, and that's probably why Norway declared war on them. But that doesn't matter. The only problem now with Great Britain is that I can't actually cause them any trouble at all, thanks to the fact that everything will be my property once I actually get it. So we'll be dealing with most of Europe first, then we'll hopefully take down Great Britain. I know, probably ally Wales, offer them a vassalization, I guess. We're far away from what we need. Number of provinces, stability. We probably won't be able to, so we most likely will have to fight them forcefully, vassalize them, as we have done with quite a few others. So we'll have to see how things turn out. As you can see, we have 4 cardinals, so we are more or less secure there. Also, Austria has 2 cardinals, so yeah, not really anything that could potentially cause any issues there. What we should do, however, I think, is start plotting wars against the Ottomans, take some holy wars, release Serbia, so forth, as vassals, and simply try and keep things going. We'll also claim the throne of Poland. Doesn't really matter because we can already. Yeah, it seems they are actually willing to give me what I want, but they also wanted to hand me over some provinces. So well, can I make a separate peace with Sweden? Yeah, I could. So we'll allow these guys to siege. We'll make a separate peace with the Swedes, and with that, we'll be in a position to snatch some more land. Portugal has been very important in, well, the process of land snatching. So I guess their overextension is reasonably high at this point, but that doesn't really matter. and also we'll be helping these guys to siege a little bit more of Morocco. So we'll have to see how this turns out, but all in all, I think I'll be able to live, be able to make things going, and other than that, we'll simply have to sit by and see what happens. But yeah, I've been repeating myself many times now, but the short story will be sieging as much as Sweden as possible, probably hand it over to Portugal again. We'll have to see if someone else comes and helps. There's actually some Danes here, so forth, so we'll have to see. I decided that it's more or less time to make peace with the Swedes. Unfortunately, they don't actually want to give me anything, but seeing that I can actually take lands from them in the future is a positive thing. We will be taking 477 ducats though, so all in all we won't actually get any big losses, and also my guys will now most likely send their troops down to Mali, and thus I can actually start causing Mali some troubles with the help of my unions and vassals. So also once that guy has come home, we'll be forcing the union with the Poles, which should be a good thing enough. Hungary entered a military coalition against us. We gained core Avignon. Good. It's actually been coring for quite a while, now that I think about it. Also, the province that I already have, I can actually have them give up simply because of the fact that it's no real reason to have them allow them to have cores on them. Austria will actually get quite a hit here, -33, so it's not that big, but still, it's a hit. And also I should look into getting into war with the Teutons, because it seems Poland has cores in all 3 of their provinces. So we'll be looking into that. But for now, Poland will be in a union with us. We will force it on them, and I'll most likely start the annexation of Scotland once we are have put ourselves in a position of some sort of power, I guess I should say. Also, rebels have been causing some troubles up here, so probably not giving Portugal any extra lands is probably a wise move in terms of having them survive. But what we will be doing now, the colonization is just growing, it seems. But still, the Ottomans have left it as far as I know. So we are basically safe from them. But what we will be doing is sending some troops to Baleares to get rid of those rebels. But yeah, we don't really have anything to worry about. We are doing pretty well for ourselves, and we'll be going for Galleon, which gives some excuse me, a boost to naval morale by 0.4, but also it increases the maintenance by 20%. But we can now build galleons and early frigates, which are basically the 2 heaviest classes of ships that we can build. I don't get why these guys aren't actually sieging. It seems to be some sort of weird bug that happens every now and again. Yeah, it's actually an exile. So yeah, supposedly an exile, but still, I don't get how that actually works, because it was my province that I actually had siege it. So we'll have to see how we'll deal with this. But for now, we'll demand a tribute of it's too much, as you can see. But what we can do is take these 3, and then I think we can actually well, we'll have to see how it goes. French vassal. Nope, I believe we actually have to siege them entirely then, so we'll be doing that, and then we'll see what we'll do. But as you can see, the Austrians are actually already down here, and thus actually giving Austria a couple of provinces down in Mali could potentially be a good thing, because then they can, if I'm lucky, start colonizing on their own, and that would in the long run actually be I think beneficial to me. And we've apparently lost all our claims to Aragon, but we'll simply fabricate a new one once we can. That shouldn't be an issue. The only thing we have to worry about right now is the Poles' opinion, and also we'll be integrating Scotland and Britain pretty soon as well to free some space for diplomatic relations. But there aren't anyone we can get into marriages with. I would like to get into a royal marriage with Muscovy, simply because if I can get these guys through a union, then that's basically set in stone. But also we will have to start focusing a little bit more now on the Ottomans, beating them back. They're starting to get a little bit uppity, they're starting to get a little bit too many forces. But for now, not really anything that I need to worry about. So we'll be sieging Morocco, we'll be dealing with Mali, and then we'll see what we'll do. It seems like this will be the deal with Morocco. Then I can vassalize them next time, hand the provinces back to them. But I will probably have a little bit more rebel trouble in the time before that. I have no idea what my overextension is today. It will probably be around 60%. So I guess you could call it a test drive before we start the end game, where we will probably have far more overextension than that. So we'll go for this deal. We'll, as I said, hand over the lands back to Morocco once we are done with the next war. So it shouldn't really be that much of an issue. We will have to keep these troops down here though, simply to keep them in check, to keep rebellions at bay as well. So for now, we'll also be fighting Mali, it seems. No idea if they'll actually agree to a deal now where I take some of the land. Revolutionary War against Algiers, Holy War. How many provinces do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And well, they do have a lot, so we probably don't want to get into any trouble with them just about yet. But we'll probably do so sooner or later. Doesn't really matter when. Converted heretics of the Fiend, Morocco entered the military coalition against us, which isn't really a positive thing, but I can't really say that it's negative either. Since we probably will not be fighting too much in the time to come, once I actually made peace with these guys. Let's see, would you give us that one? No. So, I'm actually going to go for a white peace here. There's no real reason to fight them, even though I need some time for peace now. I will integrate Brittany, I will integrate Scotland. So, all in all, don't really need to do much. As you know, these guys are out of the coalition, so I don't really need to have them there to help. So for now, we'll have... wow, it took forever to actually get back here. So yeah, once we actually get to Asia, we'll probably use a... cannot be stopped. Well, we will attempt to stop it, I guess. But as I was saying, once we actually get to Asia, it'll take forever simply to get our diplomats back. So what I will be doing, as I said, we'll start the... we'll go for a royal marriage, then we'll annex them, I guess. That should work out fine too. Brittany is starting to get on the upside, and I think I can start the annexation. Yeah. So we'll start the annexation of Scotland, we'll start the annexation of Brittany, and then we'll decide on what we'll do after that. But I'm not really sure. This could potentially also be bad, since it'll put me in a position where both of these guys, or the rest of the people, will potentially hate me. So we'll have to tread carefully. We'll see what we'll do. But for now, we'll try to be a little bit careful. We will fabricate a claim on Aragon though, to simply make sure that we have potentially war here. I'm pretty sure Madrid, Barcelona, and so forth can be taken by a vassal, Austria most likely. So that isn't really that big of an issue here. What is the issue here will be once Scotland and Brittany have been annexed, people won't be too happy with me. But still, I can't really have too many outstanding people like that either. So we will be doing some work to prevent it. We'll also try to get into war with Tuscany, where they aren't in the coalition. But still, we'll have to tread careful. We'll have to be a little bit careful. So we'll see what we'll do. But for now, I'll simply be doing a little bit peaceful, sitting by, see if Portugal end up coring any of these. Actually, I've cored Osnabrück, but I haven't cored this one. It's kind of weird. But still, it seems Austria sold Hanover, which is kind of bad. But still, can't really complain. We have a lot of land here. We have gotten most of it for free. So all in all, we need to continue as we have, and also focus a little bit more on the African coast here. That's the plan, and that's what I'll try to pull off. Another military idea: cavalry combat ability plus 10%. Otherwise, there aren't really that much happening now. Mostly just peaceful. The only negatives are the colonization against me is still being pretty stubborn, pretty strong. Great Britain is being a douche, and I forgot to start the integration of Brittany, which also is kind of bad. But still, we are getting some benefits here. What have I done now? Well, it doesn't matter. Portugal is happy, Austria isn't too happy. Poland is happy though. So, well, as I said, no idea what I've done wrong, but apparently I've done something very horrible. But we'll be dealing with these guys. If I end up in a war here, a coalition war, which, as we can say it this way, if Tuscany ends up being a part of this, I'll probably get the Pope's cause back, but we'll have to see. I'm losing just a tiny bit of money here, thanks to the fact that I'm currently employing a huge amount of troops, but it's fine. This is while I'm reinforcing. I will make it back in war times, so it's not really anything to be scared of. Also, the next idea set, I'm kind of wondering if I should go for expansion, thanks to the permanent cast spell against less advanced nations in Asia, or exploration. And the answer that I'm alright with is that I'll most likely take both. That way I can start colonizing a little bit by myself here in the new world, start to get a little bit better control over the lands there. As you can see, religious unity is slowly but surely going up here, although we do have a lot of lands here that are Morocco's that we'll be handing over to them as soon as the peace deal is over here, and that is closing in. It's just 2.5 years away, so we'll have to see what we do. It is tempting now to declare a war, simply a colonization war now, trigger it, because it will be easier to take down Morocco later than simply trigger a colonization war now to take these 3 Tuscan provinces back. It will also allow me to have a land border to Austria, which would be very beneficial, but we'll probably do that next time. So that's the plan, and we'll probably do it, I guess. Tuscany's republics, they should have money, so we can buy or demand money on them as well. But yeah, we'll wait till next time. We'll probably go after Tuscany then, vassalize Morocco, use them to take some of the Algiers land, and then we'll simply continue along North Africa, try to get to Oman, Persia, and once we get here we'll start fighting the Ottomans. What we will probably be taking then are, it seems that Greece can actually be created, so we'll probably try and then take these provinces, create Greece rather than Byzantium, and then have 3 provinces Greece here it seems, versus how many Byzantiums? how many Byzantium provinces? Yeah, quite possibly that I'll actually go for Byzantium instead. Simply take Achaea, Morea, Corfu, release Byzantium, try to trigger I'll simply take Corfu to make sure that I don't get too much aggressive expansion, as well as Greece, or even just take this one to create Serbia or Bosnia. Probably Bosnia it seems, and then have Byzantium in the south and Bosnia in the north, have them chew on the Ottomans, but we'll consider that a little bit closer next time. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and I'll see you around next time. Bye.